Hi, good morning. So I think it's going to be appropriate to work a little bit cold turner. I want to make sure that I'm really getting good grip at the value. And I want to start doing more of YouTube. So we'll see how today would go. So I'm softening. I feel like we need a little bit less. So I'm removing some. I think I want like significantly softer. I can't find my. I can do it with this. Okay, I want to have a little bit less. Maybe I'm gonna use just the okay, let's use cleaner. I don't want to have so much graphite already on the paper. Creating the brush stroke or the blender stroke into the shape of the face. This is kind of preview. If you want to see something else, if you have a favorite character, feel free to comment, and I will check out comments later on and try to incorporate it. Okay. With the hair, I know that I want much smoother surface, so blending it. Just continue to blend. I will try next time to go live when I start here. I use different platforms, and YouTube is kind of new. I work more on other ones. This is Cole Tenor from Charm. The actor Julian Mac, can't pronounce his last name. He passed away last week, and I wanted to create some kind of tribute. So what I'm doing right now is just going with my blender using the graphite that I already have here and just softening the transition. We don't have strong, sharp lines normally in the portrait. The lines are more like you would see lines at the fold of eyelid. Usually we get strong lines over there. maybe at the connection of the lips, but normally everything else would be transition between shadows that kind of wrapping around the facial feature. I have to get a little bit, okay, you see how right now you don't see the contrast here because of the light, because otherwise you will get a lot of contrast in the eyes. So graphite reflects light. There is a big gap between what you see and what's actually here. So every now and then you can kind of shift it so you can see it better. And usually I post fast forward or shorts from the live, but I'm gonna start posting more of the entire process. So once again, I don't know how to get you see it. I think that I need to tilt my canvas. Yeah, I think it helps. Right? See better? So obviously it's a little bit distorted because the camera is not completely straight. I normally do fan art, so this is what I was working, and I did post fast forward of the sketch for that. I would try to post more of the tutorial that I did for how to work with colors on crossovers. And again, if there is something you want to see, let me know. If I painted it before, I can show you final result. If not, I might be able to incorporate it. Once again, it's driving me crazy that you don't see the eyes that I was working so hard on. Wait, are you willing, like, are you looking to see more fan art? Like, are you prefer to see stuff like that? Normally this is what I do. Okay, I have time until 7:30 today to do this. So hi and good morning. Again, I want to emphasize the cheekbone. Now eyelid would always cast shadow on the upper area here. So this need to go darker. And the nose is already casting shadow. The lower lip is casting shadow in this area. You want to remember the light source and how it interacts with other elements in your art, regardless of the subject matter. I want to get the black bar suit. So I don't know how much I want to work on the actual darkness of the suit, because I know that I'm gonna create a watercolor art out of it. This is kind of just the base. So I only want to focus on the value. I think I want even darker than that. So let's try the 8B. So I'm gonna go, yes. The softer the pencil, the darker the value that you can get. I want this to go all the way over here. So this is just the value. Where do we get shadow? Where do we get the light? Light source coming from here. So this part gonna be very light. Comparing, everything is gonna be dark because it's black suit, but still gonna be lighter anyway. The color, we're gonna get some darker value here. And then this gonna get blend again, because we're talking about the transition from dark to light and not just a strong cast shadow. So what I'm trying to explain is the difference between, look for example here, okay, this area is going around, we have the highlight over here, but you see how the shadow is wrapping around the object and creating transition between dark and light. So it's different than, look at the cast shadow. Now that we have this creating shadow over here, see that it's almost like a straight line. There is a difference. Now when it goes farther away from the object, it's getting blurry and again getting sharper. So this is what we're trying to get when we are talking about value and getting value right in an art. As I say, I usually don't do portrait, but it doesn't matter what the subject matter is. Come on, I have so much stuff here. Now over here we're gonna get highlight. Over here is still gonna be highlight, but it's not gonna be as bright as the other side. So I'm trying to be very careful. I don't want to use this, I want to use this, because I really don't want to have a lot of black out. Softer value. And guys, feel free to let me know what you think. Or if you have any request, advice that you want to do, or share your own experience. this is too strong. Over here, too strong, and over here. I want this area to be lighter. Anyone here know familiar with charm? Balthazar Coulterner. I think it was at the beginning, like the late 90s, beginning of 2000. So about 25 years ago. It's great song. So we talked about a strong light source. Let's say that we're getting some light over here. And over here as well. Tomorrow I'm planning to add the colors and make it watercolor. I don't think that I would have time today. I need to leave them. Yes, that I had to leave when there's so many of you here. Okay. Once again, different strengths of the pencil with the different light. Okay, I have to leave now. I really appreciate you being here. I'm gonna try to come here tomorrow around the same time, around 7, I guess. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else. I do mainly watercolor. I do mainly fan art, but I also do portraits, animal portraits. I do landscape. This is for people request. So people were requesting a lighthouse for some reason. So I posted few of those. And other than that, just like fan art. So that's why I'm saying, like, feel free to request whatever, because really there is a lot of option to choose from for the next slide. So it's your world, you get to decide, right? So thank you for joining here, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.